When that's gone, I have no more revenue. I cannot pay my employees. I cannot pay my bills. I cannot pay the loans which I have leveraged my house against.
And you would absolutely vote for Trump again if it didn't affect you. These people must be smoking sheetrock if they think they're going to garner sympathy for simply voting against themselves. Pull yourself up by the goddamn bootstraps. I'm tired of the victim mentality of people acting like they don't understand what was going to happen when Donald Trump became president. He was on The Apprentice. He's a shamster. He's a swindler. The fact that you're trying to explain how you were so hoodwinked, duped, bamboozled by a tangerine is absolutely mind-blowing. Racism is expensive. Bigotry is expensive. And what they don't tell the poor Caucasians in America is that racism was only created to make you leave the rich white folks alone. That's it. Allegedly, he comes from a long line of pimps and scammers. Pimps and scammers had to file bankruptcy multiple times. Businesses went under, and you thought that this was going to be a benefit for your life. And the sad part is, financially, I actually fall into the group of people who would get a financial boost, but I am not ignorant enough to sink everybody else's ship in order for me to float. And that is the difference when you actually have humanity.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime, and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. I work overtime, and I cannot get above water.
That's my sister, y'all. She's going through it right now. I need TikTok to work your magic. Help this girl go viral. This woman is so sweet. She's never done anything to anyone. She'll give her last to anyone, give you the shirt off her back. But life has really got her down right now. She's really going through it.
See, here's the problem. You and your sister are saying that she's really going through it right now. She's having a hard time. That's why she came on the internet and she was crying about her electric bill going up, groceries being high, gas prices being so high. She's really struggling. Lots of people can relate to that. And lots of people would have felt empathy for her and would have wanted to help her or at least give her words of encouragement. But we can't because she's a huge Trump supporter. See, so she voted for this. This is what she wanted. And now that she has it, it's not going as well as she would have liked for her. She was okay voting for this when she thought it was going to affect other people. But now that it's affecting her, she's crying on the internet about it. That's where we have a problem. And I know you're saying that she's a lovely person and that she's very kind and sweet and whatever. But the problem is that we can't see that. We can't see that because all we can see is that she was not a nice person at all because she voted for somebody that was going to cause harm to other groups of people as long as it didn't affect her. That's not kind. That doesn't seem like a very sweet person. So this is where we're coming up against these problems with this FAFO stuff, right? I don't like being mean. I don't want to make fun of somebody who's crying. I do have empathy. But you guys always ask for us to have empathy for you when you didn't have 1 ounce of empathy for anybody else when you cast that vote. Like, what are we supposed to do? You expect that from us, but you don't give it to us in return, or else you would have voted for somebody else.
White people are in tears across the United States. Right now, they can't afford paying their bills. They can't afford rent. The groceries are sky high. The gas prices are suffocating. Medical bills are piling up. And now they're asking a question which Black folks have been forced to answer for generations. Like, how do you survive this? Why are you guys not complaining? And yet the economy is getting expensive each and every day. And matter of fact, some of these palm-colored people who are complaining right now that the economy is so expensive, they voted for DJT, and they are still saying that if given a chance, they can vote for him again and again and again. And they are filming themselves while breaking down that the economy is so expensive. So guys, welcome back to Afrojudy. Kindly give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're coming across the channel for the very first time. Let's dive in straight to the video.
And there it is.
So a couple days ago, I did make a video where I was crying because I was having a mental day. I was struggling. Did I vote for Trump? Hell yeah, I did. And will I do it again if he can make things happen in the next 4 years? Yes. For everybody that wants to sit and make fun of me for my weight, maybe you should learn a backstory about somebody before you make comments on their post about how they've never ate a vegetable or a produce in their life. I don't know if any of you haters out there have ever had to be on prednisone or any steroid for long periods of time to keep your organs from shutting down, but I'm making this video so you have something new to make fun of. I sure hope you guys are not raising your kids to bully people. I don't understand. You hate on me because I voted for Trump. I have friends that voted for Kamala. I don't care.
I don't know about you guys, but all I heard in that little response video from her was me, how it affects me, my situation, me, what's good for me, and what's good for me. Which ironically was the entire point of me posting the original video of this lady crying on the internet. You only care, ma'am, because it's affecting you. And you didn't care about anybody else or any of the other groups of people that were going to be harmed by this orange person being in the White House. And look, I'm a mom. I don't condone bullying. I don't think anyone should be calling you fat or whatever. But I can understand where people are coming from because you guys can dish it out, but you can never take it. The amount of posts that I make that have just been flooded with comments about my freaking nose ring, about libtard, about this, about that, about every single, my husband must be gay, all kinds of stuff. You guys can dish it out so hard, but you can never take it. And it's honestly infuriating. You're only mad now because people are calling you out for your vote. People are saying to you, just like I did, we can't feel empathy for you because you didn't feel 1 ounce of sympathy for any other group of people other than yourself when you cast that vote. And one last thing I have to say, because I hate this when people like her say things like, well, I have friends that voted for Kamala. I have friends that voted for her. And I don't care. Yeah, because that's just a difference of like pizza toppings, okay? You not liking a certain politician because you don't like this or that policy or whatever. We can disagree on those things. This is not that. You voted for somebody that was going to actively harm other groups of people, and he made no bones about it. He said that. He said what he was going to do, and now he's doing it. And you still voted for that because you thought it wasn't going to affect you. So welcome to the party, ma'am. We don't feel bad.
I just spent $72 on stuff to make chili. And that's going to feed my family maybe 2 nights. $72. Y'all going to have to figure something out up there in Washington, D.C.
So are you conservative Republicans and MAGA ready to concede the idea that regulation is sometimes necessary? Because aren't you the party that wants to minimize government and let the free market do its thing? Well, this is what happens when you try and let the free market do its thing. Corporate greed knows no bounds, my friend. You see, because after COVID and supply chain issues forced companies to raise their prices due to the high demand and low supply, they soon realized that people were willing to pay those higher prices, and then when supply increased again, and we slowly started getting back to normal, they kept the prices high. Because why the hell wouldn't they? They had all just recorded record-breaking profits in the midst of a fucking pandemic. Why on earth would they lower them now that the economy is getting back on its feet, especially considering that there's nobody willing to hold them accountable? Because conservatives love free market and less regulation. I'm sorry guys, but to honestly think that by giving companies breaks, they will choose to do the right thing and pass along the savings instead of just pocketing the difference is foolish and unrealistic. Are you finally getting it now?
I don't know why I'm making this video, but like I feel like my husband and I are doing everything right. We both have good jobs. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I work full-time. He works full-time. We just got paid this past Friday, right? We paid the mortgage. Bought some groceries, put some gas in the car. And guys, it is Tuesday, and we have like $200 or $300 to last us until next Friday. Like, we don't live in a big house. We We live in a little ranch. It's 1,100 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, us and our 2 kids. And like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm in school full time. I work full time. He works more than full time. He works overtime every week. I don't know what to do. I'm so stressed out. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Growing up, we were told, go to college, get a degree, work to support your family. Here we are. Did that. Now what? Now what? I'm not into politics. I don't follow it. Frankly, that stresses me out too. But like, I don't know, somebody has to do something to change this, because like, I make good money. He makes good money. We don't live above our means. I don't know what less than paycheck to paycheck is. What is that? Poverty. As a registered nurse, with a husband, with a second income. He doesn't make as much as I do, but he still works and brings home good money. So, I don't know. While I was in school, all I could think about was, it'll get better. It'll get better after I graduate and I start working, and we'll be able to pay our bills. We'll be able to not check the bank account if our kids say, "Mom, can we go to the movies this weekend?" Just be comfortable. And we're not. We're not at all. I don't know what else to say. It's just, I don't know. I know there's been a lot of videos on TikTok about people, talking about the economy and, just how out of control prices are right now. We're all talking about it. I feel like none of the people that talk about it, because we live it, have any influence or power or anything to change things. What are we gonna do? We're too worried about how we're gonna buy dinner for tonight. I don't know. Feel free to share this video. Talk about it more. Maybe somebody who, can do something about it will see one of our videos. Hundreds, thousands, I'm sure, people post every day and talk about the economy. And I don't want to get into the politics with it, so don't come on my comments talking about Biden and Trump, and I don't want to hear it. It's not about that. Maybe it is about that, but either way, I don't want to hear about it. I just want to share our struggle. And, maybe someone else can relate. I don't know. Maybe we just need to support each other until things change. I don't know.
All right, guys, welcome back. I know it might sound kind of funny, but right now, some of the palm-colored people are coming out online, filming themselves, saying that they are working full-time, 2 to 3 jobs, but still they can't afford life in the United States. They're also asking Black people, how have you guys been surviving in this kind of system? Because right now, we can't afford it. The very system they supported, the capitalism without safety nets, the government policies which ignored the poor, the healthcare which bankrupted the families. Right now, it's chewing them up, and it's when they have started to realize that the black folks have been struggling and have been on a survival mode in the United States. So, whenever black folks hear them saying that, how are you surviving? I'm working full-time jobs, but still I can't afford life. The black folks will always be looking around and telling them that, well, welcome to our world, because this is how we have been surviving in the United States. Many a times when black people complain about poverty, other groups will always start saying that black people are lazy, black people are irresponsible, or black people are playing victims. Wait until it knocks on their door. It's when they will start realizing that the black people have really been suffering in the United States. Now, majority of these palm-colored people, they can't afford paying their bills. They can't afford paying rent. The medical bills are piling up each and every day. The gas prices are suffocating. For instance, this white woman who came here and started saying that she can't even afford gas prices. Then people went on her video and commented that you are an Orange Man supporter. You voted for him. So immediately she started reading the comments. She got super mad because people told her the truth. And then she went ahead and started saying that, yes, I voted for him. And still, if given a chance, I will vote for him again and again and again. And this is how delusional some of these MAGA supporters are. Like, they don't want to admit that they made a mistake. They don't want to admit that they are the main reason as to why majority of the Americans are suffering right now. And that one aside, the black people are still being disproportionately racially profiled in the United States, and they are surviving. Systemic racism was meant to lock the black people out of the wealth building opportunities. The redlining locked them out of neighborhoods. The job discrimination locked them out of special careers. And still they are surviving in the United States. And I have just come to realize that this is the main reason as to why some of the palm-colored people are always scared of the black success, because they have been asking themselves, how are these people surviving? Why are they not complaining? And I don't know whether this is a trend, or these people are doing it as a satire, because majority of the palm-colored people right now are coming out online, filming themselves while breaking down that they cannot afford a life in the United States anymore. They're even questioning the government, and they demand answers. They ask black people how this has always been, but the black people told them that this is how it has always been, and the government knows very well that this is how we have been feeling. And now that the palm-colored people have started feeling whatever the black folks were feeling before, it might be termed as a national crisis, because you know how privileged these palm-colored people are in the United States. They only like seeing a majority of the black people suffering, but when they start suffering, it will be a national crisis. So those MAGA supporters who voted for DJT and complaining right now that the economy is so expensive, you should not complain, because you say that you are going to make America great again, that your man is working so hard, and this is why you didn't vote for Kamala. And now I'm also coming to understand that some of these MAGA supporters, they just voted for the orange man in order to punish the Democrats. They didn't know that they are punishing themselves. What if they have also been experiencing the systemic racism that the black people have been experiencing in the United States? What if they were the ones being discriminated in jobs, in schools? like in any sector, in any field in the United States. I think right now the complaints could have been so high. And whenever Black people complain, these other communities always say that Black people are playing victims. I wish they could get closer to their shoe to understand whatever the Black folks have been experiencing in the United States. This is just a start. It's just barely 8 months since the orange man got into the office. People have still like 3 years for him to get out of the office, and the economy is so expensive. Everything is skyrocketing. The palm colored people are now feeling whatever Black folks have been experiencing for generations and generations. You know, Black people knows how to survive. They have that communal life to look after each and every Black person in the United States. So if you don't have communal life, if you don't want to take care of your colleague, how do you expect that life is going to be there? Then they always make sure that the joy comes out of it. They will always make sure that they work so hard for them to survive, for them to live that happy life. So if you're a palm colored person watching this video, just know that Black folks have really suffered in the United States, and you can also ask them the survival tactics they have been using in the United States. So let me know what you think in the comment section about this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I'm your presenter, Judy. Until next time, let's keep the conversation going and also learn from each other. So let's meet on my next episode. Ciao, ciao.